Overwhelming. It is an amazing experience. I've been on the anime convention circuit for years and years and years, and I'm used to huge obsessive fandom. But to step into this universe takes it to a whole different level. I feel like I've been inducted into a family, and I feel like I have to earn that right. I've been a fan since 1977. I saw it in the theater the day it came out, and reliving that experience last night at the screening, I feel so fully immersed in this that I feel like, okay, I'm finally in now. I went to Star Wars Weekends a few weeks ago, and I felt like, oh my God, you guys don't realize I'm not enough of a geek. I'm not enough of a nerd. I don't deserve that. I haven't done my research enough to really merit a place in this community yet. And then last night, watching the screening, I feel like, okay, I'm here, I'm surrendering, I'm in, and I am in for good.
What do you think fans will like about this series?
I think, well, if they feel the way I feel, I think it's going to bring them right back to that feeling that we all had when A New Hope first screened, where it is, there's a certain familiarity about it. There is a whole new essence to it that fills in the blanks that have been missing. At least for me as a fan, I feel like this is that little piece of the puzzle, that's the most important piece of the puzzle that I always wanted to know. What happened leading up to that? So I think that's going to stir the fans into really wanting to know what comes next. And that was the sense that I spoke to a lot of people last night, and that was the sense that I got from them after the screening too. But it has stirred up something in me personally. I went home last night to my hotel room and I cried, and I haven't had that feeling after watching a film in a really, really long time. And I'm in the thing, you know. I was able to get so lost in it that really speaks to the writing and the passion that goes behind this project.
What are your thoughts on what they can do with CGI today?
Oh, I think it's amazing. One of the things that really struck me last night was the lighting and the colors and the eye movement and the expressions that they were able to extract from our performances. That's unusual. That's very unusual. I've worked on a lot of CGI shows before, but often our nuances, the nuances that I try to put in my performance, are not captured in the animation. They just don't have the funding for it. They don't have the time to put into it, but they took that time in this. And to actually exploit all of the advantages that CGI offers now and put every little bit of the character into our show it changes it. It changes it. It makes it more real. It makes it visceral, and it makes it something that even people that don't like CGI can grasp onto and connect with now.
For a very long time, there was nothing out there for Star Wars fans other than comic books, novels, and video games. Did you ever play the video games?
No, I'm in all the video games. I'm 1/3 of all the stormtroopers in the video games, and I've played a lot of characters. I've been in the games for years, but I'm not a gamer. I don't have opposable thumbs, so I've had to have my kids play me to levels just so I can see where my characters show up. I'm terrible that way, but I've been involved in that universe for a very long time.
How did this compare to working in a game?
It's very different. In the games, the passion is still there. It's still Lucas. It's still it is still that same desire for perfection and greatness in this universe and the reverence to it. But it's a much faster pace. When I walk into a studio to do the video games, they'll give me a stack of paper that's that thick, and I'll have to do 600 lines in 4 hours. In this show, Dave Filoni will actually take the time to walk into the studio before we start recording, and we'll go into a huddle, and he'll contextualize the entire show for us. That episode, he will give us everything that's going on in the backstory and make sure that we're all really solid with it so that we feel comfortable and we know where we're going with it. And then even in between takes, he'll give us plenty of time and plenty of takes to actually make sure that we get it right. And that's just not, it just doesn't happen in video games. We don't have that luxury of time to do that. We just have to get the job done as fast as we possibly can. And we work at a pretty good pace, but they make sure that everything is right for this. It's really important.